Yeah. What's up, peoples? Coach Khayr, Team Tars. This is my man. You gotta introduce yourself. Tell them who you are.
Dr. Gerry, man.
And what's your zodiac sign?
I'm an Aquarius.
Okay, so we Team Aquarius.
Team Aquarius.
Right now, we are in Guadalajara, Mexico.
That's correct.
Right
Mexico,
now, Mexico, relaxing. Jerry has let me become his guest. We're in his fabulous neighborhood. Oh, it's wonderful. There's no kidnapping going on. There's no sex trade going on. No nothing like that. And tonight we want to talk about more information about this 5 MEO Toad. I have had several questions myself. What's up, Darlene? What up, Cindy? What up, Marquetta? Thanks everybody for joining. That ain't what I meant to do. Y'all know the drill. Press 2. Press 2 if you share this video. Also list your team zodiac and what city and state you in. All right. But as always,
Good evening,
we
everyone.
always open this thing up with prayer, just like I always do. Abdul Kultai Fulatai, Wabazon, Gama Farragon, Shalel Kulon. I am in the love of all, and all love is in me. I am a part of all, and all is a part of me. I am one with all, and all is one with me. And I can succeed as a part of all and fail as an individual. I can be all that I wish in all, as long as my wish is to stay in all. I am never alone. All is, I am. All can, I can. All does, I do. All right, let's get to let's get to it. So, thanks everybody for sharing. Press 2. We're gonna get straight to the point. Jerry is gonna be in Atlanta. We finally got that confirmed. 3rd week in October. That's the 27th, something like that.
26th, 27th.
Yes, he's coming in Thursday. So if y'all want to cook some good food, this joker can eat. Okay, he loves to eat. So we're just gonna have a casual conversation about the toad because people got crazy questions, and I even have questions because that's how I ended up on the couch in the first place. So where should you share this video at? You should share this video with anybody who if anybody's interested in any type of psychedelics or tryptamines,
Yep.
or DMT or whatever, you don't really get the access to sit down with a doctor who's also a medicine man and ask these type of questions. Amina says I'm hosting. So Amina has already decided and jumped in. I knew you was gonna host, and we had another spot, but I know absolutely. So Amina, definitely just listen in right here because you're gonna like this. So originally, I heard about the toad through Dr. Amsu. Then I saw you on Mike Tyson's Hot Boxing. Then I started doing research, and then I saw all these videos on YouTube with all these people laying on the ground, shaking, and people talking about vomiting, and I got scared, and I was like, I'm not doing this shit.
Yeah, I bet.
Right. And I did it anyway. I asked Kalinde, I said, Kalinde, I don't think I'm ready. Now, Kalinde is a big-time martial artist, and he's done toad before, and Kalinde says, nobody's ready.
I love him, man.
I said, nobody's ready?
No one can prepare you for such an experience in that way.
Yes. Wait a minute. But you do it once a month.
Yes.
For 14 years.
Yes.
Are you ready when you take the toad?
Oh man, you should see me when it's my time. I get so nervous, man. I am like, it's as if my ego gets resilient every time I kill it.
You just took it last month though.
About yeah?
And you get this happens even with you.
Oh my brother, like I have to go through a long series of relaxing techniques and meditation and stuff because when it's my time, I'm shaking and I'm just like, oh my God, and what if suddenly I get infected with this stupid but as soon as the medicine gets a hold of me, ooh brother, I'm like, oh, why did I even think those things? You know, like it was ridiculous, but it's the mind, it's the self. You know, the mind don't want to die, the self don't want to die, man. Ego is like, no dude, we're cool. Like, what if you really die? What if you really lose your mind? You know, and we always get infected with these stupid ideas. We forget. At the end of the day, we forget, and that's the issue. Because if I would have not forgotten, I would have just, hit that pipe without any hassle, without any hasten.
Now, here's the crazy part. Don't you have a toad farm? and you kiss the toads.
I do kiss them. Yeah, they're lovely, man.
And you know how to catch them. And you are an advocate for people to quit stealing the toads, stop taking them from their natural habitat, and you milk them yourself.
I've been milking the same toads for 14 years now.
And you know what's gonna happen. You've seen people have different experiences.
Yes, I think I've seen close to 8,000 ceremonies, and yeah, I can pretty much, I know the whole spectrum of human responses.
And you still have hesitation when it's your turn.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna stop the video right here. That's not, I'm just joking. So Gerry does, so now, okay, let me get to my next piece. I think one time you said it's like 22 different responses.
Yes.
Or 20-ish,
more or less.
or something like that, of way. And this whole thing about people fearing that, oh, I'm gonna vomit, or I may die. But to me, in now having done a little more than 60 ceremonies, oh wait, let's talk about what a ceremony is first. Because a lot of people who have done ayahuasca, if you've done ayahuasca, first off, if you share this video, please press 2. If you've ever done ayahuasca, press 1. And my weed smokers, my marijuana smokers, I want y'all to press 11. And then if you tried mushrooms, press 8. So it's a lot of numbers going on. I want to see who's present. So share the video, press 2. If you've ever tried ayahuasca or interested, press 3. Then I can just keep following up. Press 11 if you smoke weed, and 8 if you've tried mushrooms. So now I see who's in here. Welcome everybody. I know I normally hate everybody, but right now I'm trying to just get all these questions out. So thanks everybody for coming. Y'all know the routine. Also, please say your name and your team zodiac so when I come back and do a roll call. All right, Coach Kai, your team Taurus,
Dr. Gerry, Team Aquarius.
And we're here in Guadalajara, Mexico, right now. So, what is the ceremony? Because a lot of people see, they say, man, 8,000 people in a ceremony, or man, when I come to Atlanta to get in the ceremony, like I don't want people to see me vomit. I don't want to see people see me shaking. I don't want people to see me screaming.
Right. Right. No, that's not the case. All ceremonies are one-on-one. They're always individual. The vital of working in a ceremonial setting ensures that not only the container is going to be assured, but also the participant has the blessing, and it's like, you know, when a plane is going to take off, it's got the landing or the takeoff strip lighted. Like, you know where you're going. This is where we want you to go, which is not this way, not that way, not that way, but every way, every single way. We really want you to allow the process to take place. But I feel like I'm dying. Yes, that involves taking toad medicine. Your ego will go through ego death, will be annihilated. And that's the scary part, because honestly, many of us have managed to build cathedratical egos. So the crumbling of that skyscraper, of course, it's a massive event. I mean, don't get me wrong. Who's not but that's the secret of the process. By allowing that ego death, that's when the true journey begins, not before. So we're talking about, did you let go? Did you contract it? How much did you contract it? Or on the other side, how much did you allow? Did you surrender totally to the point that you were completely annihilated, and then you were able to have that singularity? So anyway, this is a huge thing. And if we work on a ceremonial setting, we are ensuring that the passenger is going to reach the destination safely.
And I don't call them passengers no more.
We
call them pilots. You're the pilot.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Because somebody like...
You're grabbing the stick. You're grabbing the... Oh, yeah.
We put you in full... The toad puts you in full control. No, excuse me. Let me take that back. You're not in full control, but you're in the cockpit. So we load you up in the cockpit, and you are the pilot and the vessel. You're the pilot and the vessel, and we are your flight attendants. You know how the flight attendant says, welcome, hi, buenas noches, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Your seat is over here. Would you like some water? Are you comfortable? We normally say, do you want one pillow or two? Spread your arms out. Get yourself together.
Leave your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times. You don't want to wander off.
Yeah, leave your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all time. That's what's in a ceremony. So now the hosting house or the place. So like the first time I went, I was at Calenda's, and when I walked in, there was already like 7 people in the den chilling like you at a doctor's office, because we were. And then it was people on the back porch. That is like the most social camaraderie part. I love that part. But then I don't like it because people are sitting there talking about, oh my God. And then...
Or even worse, they're saying their own experiences, and they are in a way influencing the participant who has not had the experience. So I always tell them, whatever the toad told you, it's only for your ears only, and for your ears alone. There's no need like, oh, I did this, oh, I said that, or I... No, that's really irrelevant.
That's big. This piece right here is huge about... watch his reaction. Don't you love it when people come to say, Jerry, how did I do? Jerry, how many times in 8,000 ceremonies has a person finished their trip and looked at you and said, Jerry, how did I do?
I would say roughly 75%.
And only
everyone is so they how did I do, Doc? Did I do good? And I'm like, dude, who cares? Like, if you threw up, if you got naked, if you cried your guts out, if you screamed your guts out, whatever, it's okay. That's what needed to happen. That was your personal, individual reaction to being face to face with Source. And it's okay. But anyway, we put so much value, and we're always in a comparing mode, no? Like, I want what he's having. And some people even come, and they already have an idea, like, no, I'm here to experience nirvana. I'm here to have love, orgasm with the universe. So, no, man, there's like, you can't. You just have to be open. Switch yourself to a receiving mode, because the whole universe is going to align itself with every single atom of you. And if you allow it, it's going to take you for a spin.
We have a real psychonaut on here who just asked a question, and I'm going to ask it out loud, but we're going to save it. She says, what's the major difference between Toad and Yopo? Which should you do first? But wait, because once he gets started on Yopo, he's going to take off. Let's finish talking about Toad first. I know what you're going to do. Let's finish talking. I want to finish talking about Toad before we talk about Yopo. Okay.
But just to answer the question in a nutshell,
go ahead.
Toad is it's where it would be the animal kingdom's 5-MeO DMT, while Yopo it's the plant kingdom's 5-MeO DMT. So, yeah.
Hold on, one more time. So I want to catch that. Say that again.
The Toad medicine, it's the 5-MeO DMT that comes from the animal kingdom, because it comes from a toad.
Right.
While the Yopo comes from the plant kingdom, which are the seeds of a tree. So, in a nutshell, these are the 2 most important sources of organic 5-MeO DMT.
Okay. Well, let's get to that piece really quick. Some people say, well, I've done DMT. It's just like Toad. It's just like, well, you only got a 5 and 3 letters. What's the difference, brother? I got DMT over here, and I got 5-MeO over here. I've tried DMT. I haven't yet, but,
yeah, I think this is the most common question people have. Mm-hmm. Just because it has the DMT letters on the name, that doesn't mean that it's DMT-like. It is a tryptamine, don't get me wrong, but actually 5-MeO DMT, it's a completely separate molecule. So you cannot compare it to DMT. DMT, it's the active component of ayahuasca, and it can be found, in certain isolated forms of nature, like the mushrooms, which is the 4-phosphoryl DMT. Anyway, these are all visionary experiences that have a very strong visual component. While 5-MeO DMT, there's no visions. You're not going to see fractals. You're not going to see... You are literally going to have a spiritual, religious experience. You're going to feel, if you allow that ego there, you're going to feel the whole universe. You're going to become the whole universe. No time, no space. Like,
And,
So
and even his definition still pales in comparison, because some of you will be like, well, Jerry said I'm gonna be one with the universe, and then that don't happen. He's saying there's a potential. There's 22, 25. There may be a million type of experiences. My personal experience, and from what I've seen, it is a feeling. Yes, there's a fear of death. There's a fear of loss. There's a love feeling. Nobody ever talks about the love. Nobody who's ever had the love gets interviewed. Oh, I love my children. I love you. And people come up and they have all this love. When I came up off the floor, when I was on the floor, when I was at the end, I just felt this whole geyser of love shooting from my heart, And you can ask Jerry, I just held my hands up and I said, somebody touch me. I said, somebody touch me. That's all. I didn't want to open my eyes because I still wanted to stay in it. And that's the other key. Stay in it as long. Now, you're not going to stay in it for hours. And this whole thing about how long does it last? How long does it last? Normally 20 minutes. Okay?
average time.
Average. So you know what average means? That means if you take 30 plus 10 and add them together and get 40 and divide it, you get 20. So I've seen somebody, not a lot of people, come up at like 10-ish. But that was a person who was on their second or third time. And they were really submitted to the medicine, the redhead Aries in Detroit. She came up and she was like, because most of the time when people come up, we say, hey, you get you to lay back down, relax. You don't have anywhere to go.
It's like they have an agenda. It's like I'm like, you're running nowhere. You're running fast nowhere. Like they're rushing. They're like, okay, wait. It's like, so yeah, it's like, we must allow the whole process to take place and not rush it and not like, okay, I get it. I'm gonna go back and do everything. No, wait, brother. Like, this is your time. Embrace it.
And it's your time to see who you're really not. This is a big one. I got this from Firewater. It shows you who you're not. And that's the ego death, because I done built this whole thing up about where my mother
It's an illusion.
and my parents and Jerry.
It's a personal constructed illusion.
You know, and I got a black belt, and people want to see this from me, and such and such and such and such. And the toad comes and just, when it snatches it, yeah. But it's a snatch.
Oh, right.
It's a snatch. It's snatching it from you. You know what I'm saying? And your little fingers ain't strong enough to hold it. Your little thought process, my little mind, and I'm smart. I'm smarter than a fifth grader. But the toad don't care nothing about how smart I am, because it was the feeling. It bypassed my intellect. It suspended all of my agendas, and it was like, player, come with me and let me let you feel something. So I wouldn't advise, if you're looking for something, you ain't gonna see it. But the feeling that you have, I can't describe it, except anytime you have a feeling, like if I hit pain, my mind tries to process what is this stinging or what is this smooth thing or like that. Like if you're on ecstasy or something and somebody starts touching you, you're like, oh, that's turning me on. But it's going slow enough for your mind to keep up. The toad is not going slow nowhere for you to keep up until the last. Do you know, like when I'm taking notes, I have the time in thirds, halves, and quarters. So most of the time when your mind can catch up is in the last fifth or last 25%. So like the last 5 minutes, then you start like, and then I hear all these people saying, that was great. In the beginning is wow and oh fuck and what the fuck.
And what the fuck.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Of course, because they're being dissolved, they're being disintegrated. That's the oh fuck, oh what the fuck, and that's what we must allow.
And you ain't in control. So now we should stop the video. Y'all just go ahead and leave now, because the toad shows you're not in control. And what about control freaks, man? Why do control freaks? Why is everybody a control freak? You deliver babies, and then somebody want to come in and tell you how to be the doctor, and then you like, bro, the centimeters ain't right, or such and such. Can you tell them your qualifications as a doctor? Where you trained as?
I'm a OBGYN.
How many babies you delivered on it? Maybe.
Countless.
Right.
Countless babies.
So if I had never delivered a baby and I come in and start telling you, it's my wife, man, you need to, what you gonna tell me? I say yes, yeah.
Relax, brother. Take it easy.
And go sit in there. I'll
Exactly.
call you.
Wait. Yeah, of course.
And I'm not in control. But it's my wife and I made the baby. And I still ain't in control.
I know.
That's what the Toad teaches you. Well, I've been living this life. I make the payments at the house. It's my car. I put my deposit down. I'm here to take the Toad.
Not on this boat, man. There's only one captain in this boat.
And it's the Toad.
And it's the Toad.
Yes, and we're flight attendants. That's why when somebody's like, make it stop. No, it's got to run out. It's got to run its course, meeting you where you are. So now I want to go slightly metaphysical. If you considering it, that means the Toad is calling you. The Toad is not calling you if it's not your time. If it's not your time, the Toad, what do you think about that?
Definitely. And not only that, but it also gives a lot of meaning to the experience that you're going to have. So don't come with a preconceived idea when you're going to kiss the Toad. That's the expression. When you're going to take the medicine. Whatever the medicine is going to give you, it's exactly and like a key to a keyhole. It's exactly what you need to be a better man, to be a better human. So it might not be, body bliss, it might not be love, but it's certainly exactly what you need. So in that way, Toad is unique. It's so intelligent. It's the most updated medicine. Because it already knows, and it knows beforehand. So you don't have to give an intention or set out a purpose with Toad, because the medicine already knows. So, are you willing to accept it? Will you be able to accept what Source is going to give you, regardless if it's what you want or not? And we're so childish. We're like, no, I want strawberry ice cream. And God is like, no, it's chocolate, man. Like, no. You don't know that's exactly what you need to be happier, to be more alive, to be... Anyway, we distrust. At the end, it's lack of trust. We should trust in ourselves, we should trust in our nature, and we should trust the medicine.
I always say trust the Creator. You know what I'm saying? And remember I was telling you earlier
That's beautiful
about Islam and about how Muslims say Allah is the best knower. God is the best knower, but your religious doctrine has kind of tricked you to think that you have some say-so, or you can jump in and be like, I can come in and say, no. Okay, so who made the Toad? Not me, not Jerry, God. So God made the Toad, God made me. There's this master plan. Whether you're Islamic, Judaism, you could be an atheist. Who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? The medicine from the Toad is going to react with your particular experiences. It's going to meet you so close and so intimately. But we have been, as a nation of people, have been so guarded against, like, no, don't know me intimately. Don't know me intimately.
Oh, yeah. Beware if you step beyond my safe zone. No.
And I got fake lips. I got fake ass. I got fake identity. I'm cheating. I lie on a regular. This medicine is it's for everybody, but everybody ain't gonna get it. But the more honest you are, the better experience you are. If you lie a lot to yourself, if you lie a lot to other people, if you front, if you fake, and it's hard for you to be authentic, then your experience is gonna be a little rough around the edges. And we still want you to see how you laughing, and we still want you to keep your feet inside the vehicle. Now, how many people have died since you've been doing it?
None.
Right. How many people have said, I felt like I was about to die?
Oh, plenty.
Right.
But none. No one stops breathing. No.
And he's so nice. This guy right here is so nice. Because I think I was on ceremony 50-something. And the lady was like, I was right there at death. I was right there at death, and I just could have chose it. No, you can't. You cannot get on Toad and see the light, and that's what you thought death was, and then just die. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. That was your ego. or whatever else you want to call it, your mind, just go back and play Your Mind's Playing Tricks on You. I'm going to have to play that song for you. The mind it's a hip hop song from the Ghetto Boys. My mind's playing tricks on me. The mind's playing tricks on me. And that's what it is. You need this singularity. Can you explain what is a singularity? Because that's one of the, I don't know if I want to say goal, but that's one of the things.
Well, at the end, it's a process that takes place. Once it really takes place, it can't be undone, and it has a very defined pattern. And this whole majestic process, we call it the singularity. So, yeah, not everyone will reach the singularity, but we all can, if we allow, if we trust, if we let go, if we surrender, if we're in the right setting, if we're with the proper sitter, then yes, we will have the life-changing experience of our life. No? And
think about the guitar player. Have you ever seen a guitar player, the first time they picked it up, they just wooed everybody? No, never. He got to keep practicing and keep practicing. So when you come take the medicine, you might have to take the medicine again in 3 months or 1 year or in 2 years, because there's a process. There's this process. Like, you can't get certified for yoga overnight. You can't become a doctor overnight. You can't get your license to cut hair overnight. Like, the Toad is kind of like giving you healing certifications. You see what I'm saying? It is miracle. It's very miracle-like type thing, but I don't think it's gonna like heal your cancer or nothing like that. It's the feeling that you've never had of complete honesty. That's why I love it and am a new lead advocate, because I had never seen nothing. I thought I was the most honest, brutally honest. It was a lady who was teaching me the science of the cards, and she was like, Kaya, you gotta be radically honest. She was like, how your birthday is set up, you need to be radically honest. And I was like, radically honest? I said, man, people ain't gonna really like the kind of things coming out of my mouth. And she was like, yeah, but what about your soul? She said, at the end of the day, what you gonna do when you get up there in heaven or wherever you gotta be, and they weighing your heart, and you was like, well, I ain't really tell the truth to Jerry, because I didn't really want to tell him that, he had something in his ear, or that he had a body odor or stuff like that. That's why people offer you mints. So a lot of people are so afraid but really, I was really trying to control other people. I was trying to control other people by being dishonest to myself and being dishonest to other people. And so my life wasn't as fulfilled. Then I started being radically honest. And then all of a sudden the Toad saw me and was like, oh, you like to be honest. Come here, let me show you something. And so that prayer that I say every time, I am a part of all and all is a part of me. They showed me. They let me feel it. It was moving too fast for me to have a visual. Like, it was a visual at the beginning, but then the rest of it, all I could describe was the feelings, the horror. And I'm a bad boy, and there was horror. And I screamed. They said I screamed. They said my feet was flopping up in the air. He had to catch my feet. You see what I'm saying? But I haven't seen, but in 60 ceremonies, I only seen maybe 2 people that I had to catch their feet. So, they was doing different things. I've seen people rolling from side to side. I've seen people have spit come out their mouth. I ain't really seen nobody vomit, like the hard body vomit, because you're not supposed to eat 4 to 6 hours before you get there.
Yeah, please. No food, no drinks, not any fluid, not even coffee or a sip of water. You're going to take medicine. It's medicine day. So have the respect and honor it by not having anything for 4 hours before the intake of the medicine.
What do I tell y'all all the time? Following instructions saves lives. So you don't want to vomit? Follow instructions. You can't vomit if ain't nothing on your stomach. And everybody that I've seen who
it's
has
for your safety.
It's for your safety.
Experience is behind that word.
The other day, I learned some medical stuff. There was a lady, and she did have some saliva coming out of her mouth. A little more than I had seen before. And I was like, I went to grab, I didn't know what to do. Jerry says, it takes how much to drown?
More than 60 milliliters.
He said it takes more than 60 milliliters.
The largest syringe, that's 20. You need 3 of them. That's a lot. So, yeah,
And so I looked at her mouth, and she did have some stuff running down her mouth, but it wasn't 60 milliliters. Okay, it won't nowhere near 60 milliliters. You know what I'm saying? And guess who was in the room? Me, Jerry, and her. So who saw her? Jerry, me, and God in the room full of spirit guides that was in there protecting her. Because we prayed before we start. And we're asking all the spirit guides of light to come in and be in there. Plus, how I roll anyway, I'm rolling with Ganesha, I'm rolling with the Jade Emperor. I got all my folks intact. So my people are there too, watching out for me, because I don't really know what's gonna come out of you to try to jump and get my body as a host. So
Alexander Cebollero, no, it doesn't appear in a drug test. Toad medicine, it's quite fugacious. It won't show up if they show it. I mean, if they look for it. So,
yeah, who's looking for toad medicine? Really, I'm telling you, toad medicine is so next level. Ain't nobody thinking about. What you should be asking is, if I take toad, will I keep doing drugs?
there you go.
What have you seen with addictions and people with addictions and addictive
Addicts
personalities?
have it's a more complex way of treatment, but at the end of the day, if the addict really wants to heal, then toad medicine can be the trigger, can be the spark of the whole healing process for them. So it's beautiful because it really restores all of the brain's chemistry, like endorphins, adrenaline, noradrenaline, dopamine, and serotonin. It fills those levels, so you're not lacking of them. So you basically don't need, because your brain is full on life, full on its own juices.
Can you talk about the rewiring? I heard you talked to somebody last week about sometimes when you're under the toad medicine, some hard rewiring is going on.
Especially with addicts. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people, they take the medicine and they come to me and they say, Gerry, like I didn't experience the toad, no? And of course they're comparing, their experiences with everyone else. So what happens in these kind of cases, it's, of course, toad medicine, it's so specific. Not only does it act on the soul and on the mind, but also on the body. So if you need rewiring of your brain, if you have bad connections, then the brain is gonna do brain surgery on you. And as if, just like any other surgery, you can be aware of this process. So we have to put you down.
You gotta be put under.
Put under, right? So medicine will knock you out while it rewires the brain. And then that's why a lot of people take the medicine and they only recollect as soon as I did the countdown, boom, and then they open their eyes. Like, wow, as if time stopped. But of course, a huge process did happen for more than half hour, and they're like, no, I don't remember. And I'm like, of course, brother, because the toad was fixing your head. Simple as that.
And we're holding space, so like, you can get up to, this is what I realized too. Remember we had, you get up to 75 minutes total. Then we're gonna be like, all right, you got to go. We ain't gonna do it, rudely like that. But I've only seen that one time where a brother took an entire hour. But it also was his second dose. And he had on one of these right here. So he was special. But everybody else, normally your experience is around 15 to 20 minutes. Mine was 17 minutes. I think I still laid there for like another 10. They didn't rush me to get up. And when I got up, I felt like I had like 2,000 hours of yoga. My body was so flexible. I had all this energy. But I don't know if it was you or it was Rob said something about in the toad in 20 minutes, it's like you can get 10,000 hours of therapy.
Oh yeah.
Talk to me about 10,000 hours of therapy in 20 minutes.
Well, just by being free from your physical bound form and connecting with source, I mean, a very humble analogy, it's like literally you're getting thousands of hours of psychotherapy in that brief period of time, which is 15 to 20 minutes. And yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot, and that's a humble comparison for sure.
Alexander says there a visual toad that has been seen by many. No, ain't nobody. Really, I ain't had nobody in 60 ceremonies come back and tell me I saw a toad. Have you heard people? How many people have come back and said I saw a toad.
No, bro, like I said, 5-MeO DMT, it's not a visual. Maybe if you smoke DMT, you're gonna see a lot of toads and stuff like that, but no, that's not the case. I saw an earlier question, it says, Meek Burris, what about the impact on other brain pathways and neurotransmitters? Well, we now know what it basically does on the brain. Science has already put electrodes and have people take the medicine, and we've done brain scanning of what it does, and it's amazing. It really connects both sides of the brain. We're usually one side dominant, with either right side or left sided brain. We're emotional or rational. The medicine connects all the pathways. It throws light. It makes connections where pre-existing connections. So it really connects the reptilian brain, the paleomammalian brain, and the whole, frontal cortex, the brain cortex. So it's fascinating. It's really connecting brains and throwing light to areas that we're not used to use. So yeah, I believe it's pretty much like I don't know if you saw, I love movies, man, good movies. Lucy.
Yes.
Lucy.
Yes.
I love Lucy because, what if we found something that would unleash our brain's potential? I do believe Toad, on that brief moment, we're using not our ordinary less than 10%, but, close to 100%.
People, y'all can get information on where we're going to be at. Well, to register, and we're not finished talking, but I just got a lot of people here, so I know y'all asking, how do I register for Atlanta? toadmedicine.org. toadmedicine.org. Somebody please type it so I can pin it. You may get 5 or 6 people to type it. And then when you go scroll down, and it's not the sexiest website. I've already talked to him about that. I'm trying to work on that. So be cool. I got you. And I'm into aesthetics and UX, user experience and stuff like that.
So
he's a doctor.
Website under construction, buddies. Yeah.
But
sorry for the bothers.
But it's functional enough for you to scroll down and see Atlanta, Georgia, and then there's a button on it that says register. When you click the button, it's going to ask for your email address and your name. You're going to get an automatic response, and then he's going to manually send you a second email with the instructions of how to put down your deposit. Okay? We need at least 10 people to show up in Atlanta. We can do 10 people per day. All right? We ain't gonna be there all day, but we like to start about 9 o'clock. Okay? So I know that Antoinette says she got something that is over at 3 o'clock. You'll have time to get there. So you can even eat breakfast, but you can't have nothing else. So if you eat breakfast at 7, 8, 9 o'clock, and then we don't see you till 4 and you didn't eat, come on through, you good to go. You'll probably be sitting beside somebody talking about, have you went yet? And somebody will probably be like, I'm waiting, I'm next now. And then it's her turn, and then I think it's your turn. I'm going to come and get you if you come to Atlanta. Now, who's it for? If you stay in Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Louisiana, Alabama, anywhere in the surrounding areas where you can drive for 4 hours or catch a quick flight for like $50 and jump on Spirit, you should be there, okay? He's coming in on Thursday. We're not doing nothing on Thursday. We really doing, we got Saturday and Sunday, but if we need to open up Friday, we can, okay?
We could even do a little lecture on Friday, no?
We definitely will be doing a lecture on Friday. So, come to the lecture on Friday, even if you're not coming. That's a great idea. Mm-hmm. You're smarter than a 5th grader too. So we're going to do a lecture on Friday about the medicine, where you get to be in the room and you get to ask questions. He's going to go back over what not to do one more time. In a ceremony, can a person bring someone with them that they're a little nervous, or a loved one or something like that? And I want your full answer on both sides.
I don't usually recommend people to bring people to witness others person's singularities or processes, because they might be influenced. I've seen couples that they're so connected and they want to take the medicine together and stuff. And I've even seen couples that have ended up in divorce or have split it after witnessing the couple's process or ceremony, because it's so personal, it's so individual. No, so it's not advised. Like if at the end of the day, people who have the most problems challenging or integrating the toad are people who were pushed to this experience. So no, like we.
I have seen mothers sit for daughters, but the mother already went. Now, if I've already been and you want me to sit in with you, you ain't gonna influence me because I went first. What do you think about that? That's okay?
Well, what was your perspective on seeing mothers, like the mom that took her daughter or the father that took her son? It's powerful stuff. Like you can see that they're obviously connected. There's more than a light or a silver cord connecting that family member.
Okay. Boom.
So wait. That comes to a good point. What's the minimum age for people to have the toad? No, because I've got parents who brought me they're youngsters, and I'm like, is he on a drug problem? Does he have a drug? No. Is he depressed? No. So why? He's still growing. He's still developing. Mature. He's not fully matured. So I recommend people to be at least fully adults, and that can go from 18 to 21 years old and on.
Yeah.
16-year-old. It depends on the case. Amina, we have to see why would you want a 16-year-old youngster have the strongest medicine or this powerful medicine or to go through ego death.
Or to even watch you. Or to even watch you go through what you went through. I seen that. I seen a grown man and his 12-year-old son, or I don't know if he was 10, 11, or 12. That was some of the most powerful shit I seen. Would I recommend it? No. But he and his son have an amazing, intimate relationship. I think that it's important. And even I tell him this to his face. When you want somebody to be there, you're trying to ground yourself. And the toad is the rocket ship. Get your ass out of here. As long as you're sitting on this couch, you're going to have couch experience. And I can grab me a pillow. And I can get comfortable. And I've said this all the time. He ain't even never heard me say this, but I say this all the time. Everything you want is right outside your comfort zone. So if everything you want is right outside your comfort zone,
you have to reach out.
Really, you have to let it go, let it take you out. Because the toad is going to whip the pillow from you. And then you're going to be out of your comfort zone. You're not going to be in control. But you're going to get to what you really need. Because most of us don't know what the hell we need. Okay? Most of us do not know. Yes. And then 10,000 hours. She says 10,000 hours of therapy at once is enticing. Hell yes. Hell yes. You can come get the toad for 400, or you can go pay a psychotherapist for 4 years. And then now you got to you got to stay working at the damn job that covers your health care just so you can keep going to see the psychoanalyst. Yeah. You don't even like the job. You don't even like the job that you at, but because you need the psychotherapy, then what? You got to keep staying here. That shit crazy.
And a large percentage of the price of the fee of the ceremony is going straight to the Fundación Bufo Alvarius, AC. I'm trying to save my toads. The same toads that I've been milking for 14 years. Sadly, people are taking them out of my sanctuary. So it is imperative that we build this sanctuary as soon as possible. So it's not cheap to build on that place, to get all the building material all the way there. It's not cheap. Hence, and of course, the medicine is precious. And this puts me into another category. When we're telling you the instructions for the intake of the medicine, we're doing it because to ensure you. We've had cases of we explain them and they're non-compliant. And it's sad because for me, that's a simple sign that they're not ready. They are for example, you're not supposed to cough the medicine. And they cough the medicine. And I'm like, well, I can't help you. I told you 3 times, you're not supposed to cough the medicine, and yet you cough. The medicine is very precious, brothers and sisters. There's only such a limited amount of toads. At the end of the day, I can only harvest for about 1,000 people a year. and that's it. I can't harvest any more medicine.
Because they go back underground for 9 months, and that's where they are now.
So at the end, I can only serve 1,000 people a year, and that's it. So you just assume responsibility and show some signs of commitment when you're going to take the medicine. There's not a lot, so yeah, I just felt that I had to say that.
Yes, he did, because I'm the one giving the instructions, and I think I'm pretty damn thorough. You see what I'm saying? Because he watching me. He's sitting there watching. He's seen how I started, and he sees where I'm at now. How I've had to add things to people to make sure they get it. Are we agreeing? Do you understand? Show me. Let's do a dry run. And then we do a dry run, and then you come back, and then you go against what we just said. Especially the keep your hands and feet in the vehicle, and please lay down. Don't get up and start testifying and let's have revival. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? You told me that you were going to lay down and stay on this pallet, this launching pad. Now you done broke the deal, and you somewhere on the medicine, but your body is up here doing some other stuff, and then it's looking crazy, because that's another story. But that's very, very, very rare. Very rare. To me, I've seen 97% compliance on the instructions that I give. Okay? So I ain't really gonna do much harping on the 3. Meek asks, does Dr. Gerry work with other coaches and therapists? My answer is only a coach or a therapist who's wise enough to know that this is something that the people need. So when y'all see me do something or try it, I come back and tell you. When I found symptometry, what did I do? I said, we're going to an enzyme-based diet. And we started breaking down the science on enzymes and diets and why I eat pineapples and other things that I don't consume no more than I used to. Then when I was like, yo, here's Tybro, here's another form of spirituality. Who's the person who got high-level magic? What did I do? I came and told you. I heard something about an astrology course. I'm a sharer after I try something. If I don't know, I don't speak on it. I keep my mouth shut. I'm Year of the Dog. You know what I'm saying? But once I hear about it, I'm going to tell you. And so, yeah, he works. What you mean? He working with me. Well, I'm working with him. When he come to Atlanta, then he's trusting me, and y'all going to be coming and trusting him. But I want to make this point, too, where I got a nice number. I really have not seen enough people that look like me who really need this medicine to have this experience.
Medically speaking, no antidepressants, you guys. You have to be off antidepressants before having Toad for at least 1 month. That's an important method. Other than that, you're good to go. If you're taking anti high blood pressure medicine, anti-cancer, or whatever the case, you're good. Just don't stop taking your meds, and you're good to go. Just to answer a question, we're building, as a foundation, we're building pools, and basically I want to build some cabins so that I can host people, so that you can come and meet the toads, and you will have a place to stay and sleep with them, be in a hammock with us and seeing the toads. So yeah, it's a huge project. It's a sanctuary project, and I like to call it the research module, where I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of research with the medicine, with the toads, with my work. So I need a facility, and what better than on site with the toads.
And grassroots funding of it versus going to a 3-letter organization and then they run the whole shit and it's not organic no more. And then they come in and start saying, you got to be on this agenda. The toad ain't about an agenda, so it's got to be organically grown. You see what I'm saying? So the price is amazingly fair for what you are experiencing and what you are assisting. So stop being so anal retentive and thinking that you're supposed to just take all the time. Like, you're also assisting. And trust me, in that last quarter or that last third, you're gonna get another download. There's the shocking shit in the front, shocking the awe. Then there's the, more integration in the middle. But the peace and the bliss at the end is crazy. It's crazy. And that's why go ahead.
No. Dr. Gerry, what do I do if I'm taking antidepressants and it's very hard for me to be off them? You can always You can always ask for help on Mother Nature's brew. Stuff like teas, like passion flower tea, um, even Syrian root tea, and such others. I don't know if you know other herbs that have a mild antidepressant effect. You can drink these teas instead of taking that pill, you know. You can take a morning, a midday, a night tea of passion flower, and that would really have a mild antidepressant effect while you're cutting off or unmilking from the pill.
Yes, Alice came in late and she said, "What's the reason for taking the toad? We want you to go see Source." Alice, you're gonna have to go back and watch this from the beginning because we've taken this long to explain several benefits of experiencing the toad. I don't want to say taking, and I don't like to use the word trying. You don't try the toad, you don't take the toad, you experience the toad. Period. You experience what the whole thing is a toad experience. It's a ceremony for an experience.
It's a beautiful opportunity. It's a magical chance. Like hands down, that's what it is at the end of the day. It's your chance to be it, to become it, and by it, I don't mean that crazy, clown that's killing children. No. I mean the whole universe. I mean, you can defeat death. You can time travel. You can. I mean, and this is nothing. I'm just putting words to something that's really ineffable.
You can't listen.
If we can exercise dying to the point that we can really let go, so that when it really, really comes, you say, "Let's go. I'm ready." And not fall into that human mistake of wait, 1 minute, 1 second, wait. No, let's go. It's beautiful.
Let's talk about death for a second. My particular view on death is it's an illusion and it's a sickness, just like an ankle sore. It can be cured, but if you believe in it, then you're going to experience it because your mind is that powerful. There are immortals that live on this planet amongst us that keep rebranding themselves every 40 or 50 years and taking on new identities. You don't know about that because the powers that be don't want you to know about that. So me, I study immortality, so I'm not concerned with the whole death thing physically of me going somewhere. I also know that this particular spiritual, energetic body of me, nothing but this is a meat jacket that we call it. I've had several. I do like this one right here. I'm sexy, I'm pretty, my skin is good. The ladies love it, but I can get another one, but I ain't gonna abuse this one either. I'm not gonna show the universe that I'm abusive because I believe in immortality or I practice immortal practices. What do you think these the Taoist classics are from China when they start all why do they have the word immortal? You know what I'm saying? The scientific definition in some cases is a person that lives over 150. But then why did the Bible talk about people living 600, 700, 800 years? You're supposed to live until you're ready to drop your body. When a person dies and you go dig up their bones, Jerry, how old can the bones be? Millions of years old. So obviously it was a choice that the flesh and the oxygen stopped because of the belief system that's coming in. So a lot of people now, when that ultimate fear, when you be like, wait a minute, there's something on the other side? Yeah, another assignment. You're just on an assignment. If you came and got an astrological reading from me, the first thing I talk about is your spiritual destiny and how and what denotes how you what direction that is, like a GPS, and then everything else is a means for me to get there. So when I see that I'm getting close, and then here's another assignment, that's what I want, because I want to go to the Creator and be like, man, I was a good and faithful servant. You want me to do something down here on this earth, then I'm going to go ahead and carry that out. I ain't going to keep on worrying about my own stuff. Now I used to. I'm amazingly, in my past, greedy. Selfish is when you put on deodorant and cut your toenails. But greedy is when you just care just about your damn self. I was a greedy mofo. I was a very greedy, not for food either, for like experiences, and I should be first, and not caring about other people and things like that. And then some things humbled me. And then the toad came and gave me some more humility. If you can have a whole bunch of humility and a whole bunch of honesty, I promise you your life will change quickly and rapidly. I took mine on May 18th. Here it is 4 months later, and there's been such a rapid evolution of my own spiritual design and spiritual development that it is crazy. But you gotta see for yourself, because I was already on the spiritual path. So when I seen the toad, it was just like merging highways. And most of you who ask all these good ass questions, it's a merging highway. Okay? So now if it's a real hard left or something like that, then just wait. Work more on your spiritual path, because I really feel that the toad is for the spiritual mature. If you are spiritually immature, then the toad is going to meet you at your immature place.
Where you're at. Yep.
And yeah, now nobody's going to see it but me and Jerry. Here's the thing. I don't even care to repeat some of the shit I've seen, except for like the loving parts. I've seen there been some places I had to take my glasses off and wipe tears, because there was so much love and so much healing and so much releasing happened that I just started crying. You know what I'm saying? Because I was just like, man, that person needs that. That person needs that. The hugs that I've gotten afterwards. These people, I just met them that day, maybe 5 or 10 minutes before they came in the ceremony, and now they love me. And they love me because I held space, but they really love me because they got love to give. A lot of y'all so afraid. Y'all got love on a budget. Hold on, I don't know, Jerry. I ain't got so many of these pesos in my pocket, so I can't spend but so much. But, you know, like y'all, the love budget is blown out the water after the ceremony, and that's one of the benefits for me. I saw you reading Meek's question, not to jump ahead of schedule. Consider astrological energies. Will you all be traveling November or December? He's going to be back in LA. His schedule is on toadmedicine.org. If something comes up, he just puts it on there.
So basically, I'm doing Atlanta, and then I'm going to do Florida, and then I'm going to do the Bay Area. Then we're going to go to Washington State, and then we're going to end up in Los Angeles, LA. Yeah.
And tell them when they cannot book you.
When?
July 25th.
Oh yeah, of course.
Something about July 25th, all the toads come out to party.
Yes.
When the song say, when the freaks come out at night, the toads come out. So that little window, little 10 days right there, we really all should go down and help him catch toads and milk toads so we can have more medicine. Because he got 2 hands. So even
I can only grasp so many.
Right. So what would be a nice number of people? What would be your ideal scenario? You'd be like, how many people would you love to be out there helping you catch toads?
I think 12 people would be nice.
12 people?
12 people. So that's the intention, no? To have a space so that you guys can come and meet my toads. I don't want to be selfish. I don't want to, hide them away. On the contrary, I want you to meet them because they're amazing. Some of them even have names. You're going to see them.
Are they for sale?
They're not for sale, man.
Uh-oh. You see his whole attitude change. $2,000.
Dude.
$4,000.
Dude.
10.
Brother.
It's a toad, Jerry.
This guy.
10 grand for one toad. Jerry, you sell 3 toads, you get your whole thing built.
Haven't you learned, brother? Leave the toads alone, brother. Leave the toads exactly where God placed them. That's where they're meant to be, roaming free, not in captivity. Say no to that. By the way, what are we doing tomorrow?
Tomorrow we are going to the desert. Tomorrow is...
Are we going to the Toad Desert, Carrier?
No.
No,
we're going
right?
to the Peyote Desert.
Oh, peyote.
We're going to the Peyote Desert.
Peyote.
Peyote.
Yep.
So if you're on toadmedicine.org,
You're going to see that.
you're going to see a toad ceremony. Yeah, you're going to see toad ceremony, but you're going to see peyote in the desert. So, Jerry, what the hell? First off, what is peyote? What is peyote?
Peyote is the Spanish name for the scientific...
Oh, wait, pause. I had one question before we get to peyote. What about people who've tried mushrooms? Would you encourage them to try toad?
Yes.
And why?
Well, because mushrooms, it's a good starting point. Mushrooms are ideal for exploring entheogenic explorations and stuff. And like personally, I would take huge amounts of shrooms to reach that level of awareness, that high vibrational state. And Toad, that's what it does. Boom, it takes you right there. So it's a good starting point. People that have done shrooms, acid, or ayahuasca, but like it's not a must, brother. Because how many people have you seen that without even smoking weed, boom, they're jumping into the Toad? So
Yes. Okay. So I just wanted to get that out there. Now, what is peyote?
peyote. That's a cactus that grows all over northern Mexico and southwestern America. It is called Lophophora williamsi. It's a spineless cactus that yields dozens of phenethylamine compounds. Phenethylamine are a different family as with tryptamines. Phenethylamines include 2,4-D and mescaline, which are the most famous ones. So the most abundant alkaloid in the peyote cactus is mescaline. It's been used for thousands of years on a ceremonial set with Native American Indians and indigenous tribes of Mexico, specifically the Indians of this area where we're now in Jalisco. They're called the Huichols. They do amazing bead work. You will see very colorful beads and stuff. So they walk every year. They do a pilgrimage and they walk to their sacred land, which they called Wirikuta with a W, Wirikuta and a K. That means sacred land. So they go to their sacred land and they harvest hickory, which that's the indigenous name of the peyote, because peyote is a Spanish word, but the indigenous word is hickory or hipuri, which means God's light. So they go to harvest hickory and in sufficient amount quantities so that they can have for all the year round in their on their lands. So yeah, we're enrolling into a 5-year amazing retreat in which we're going to walk into the heart of Wirikuta Desert. We're going to camp right there with the grandfathers, with the peyotes, and we're going to take the medicine in a way that we're not going to cut a whole bunch of peyotes. We're going to leave every peyote that we see there, but the natives have already picked the oldest peyotes. They have already extracted the juice of these peyotes, and slowly cooked, slowly boiled until it gets really, really thick. And they make these 20-gram balls. We're gonna have one for breakfast, one for lunch, and one for dinner.
And that's all we're having all day?
That's all we're having all day. No need for food, no need for water. We're good.
What does the peyote do then if I'm eating 3 of these balls in all day? That's my lunch, breakfast, lunch,
so that's
dinner.
the thing, that really to get to know Mezcalito, that's the name Carlos Castaneda would call the entity of the peyote. To get to know Mezcalito really, you would need to eat a lot of peyote, like in amounts. You would need to eat 6, 8, 12 peyote cactuses, which are extremely bitter. And not only eat them, but hold them in your stomach for more than 2 hours to get a sufficient absorption so that you can have an experience. So that's a high filter. It has a lot of physical endurance thing. And the way, by taking the concentrated amount, we are taking dozens of peyote in a single ball. So we're really, really going to meet the peyote entity. We're really going to become entheogenic in the desert.
What does entheogenic mean? What is an entheogen?
Entheogen, it's a substance capable of generating God within ourselves. So, it's an amazing medicine. It really works. Like if you compare tryptamines that have a visual component and they work on the brain, peyote seems to do beauties on the heart, on the emotional heart. It's a beautiful heart-opening medicine. It really connects you with Mother Earth, Pachamama, Mama Gaia, whatever you want to call her. You really feel her love, and you see that the whole planet is alive. And it's a beautiful also medicine. It heals, it detoxifies the liver, it helps. I mean, it has so many compounds, not only mescaline, that makes it a whole difference. What else can I say about peyote?
Is it a father plant? That's what Denise asked. Is it a father plant?
Yes, peyote has been widely known and recognized as a male entity, male father plant. If I were to compare it, peyote would be Mother's Nature's MDMA. You know, nowadays they're using MDMA for depression and for
Hold
stuff
on,
like
you gotta
that.
break it down a little more. Some of us don't know what an MDMA is.
MDMA stands for mono. Well, it's an amphetamine-like compound that it's used now as a heart opener. It's called ecstasy, and it's now being legalized, or it's been now being used as a frontline therapy for many ailments on the psychiatric field, with amazing results like PTSD and stuff like that.
The same ecstasy they used to take in the club, they said it eat your brain.
Exactly.
But why was it eating their brain? They were
Well,
being abusive or what?
well, obviously taking in the wrong context, and obviously it was not purified MDMA. God knows what else they were adding into that stuff that made more damage than the actual component itself.
Is any of this a party drug?
No.
Because everybody...
No. Don't, bro, like really. No, and this is, I mean, even though it sounds like it, you know, oh, MDMA, DMT, 5-MeO DMT, don't, man. These are really power plants, medicine plants, and they should be. These are sacred tools, so they should be taken with the utmost respect. No entertainment, no party mode. You're gonna pay a high price for that, so beware.
Now he says that from how many years of experience?
I've been taking peyote since I'm 13 years old.
Whoa.
And of course, the Toad, 14 years of experience. Like, I know psychedelics, I know plant medicines, and these are no party drugs, bro, sister.
So you wouldn't take 7 grams of mushrooms and go out to the concert, the reggae concert?
No, brother.
What about 14 or 21 grams of mushrooms?
No.
Do you want to hit some Toad and go to the party? You want to go to the hammock? I'm looking for the hammock, player. That's it, man. I want to stay in that space.
Be with one,
I want the love.
do things right, man. You'll be benefited. You'll be blessed. That's the main biggie. You know, that spirit is aware, and whatever work we do on the spiritual realm, we get blessed.
Now somebody's coming in at the end and they want to know what's the difference between Yopo and Toad.
Oh, Yopo and Toad. So Yopo comes from the plant kingdom. The best Yopo in the world comes from Venezuela. And even though now it's mayhem on their political status, I was able to bring back a whole bunch of these sacred medicine from the Piaroa tribe. Yopo, it's a snuff. So basically Yopo, it's a tree, right? And it makes these amazing seeds. They toast the seeds as if they were coffee beans. And then they grind them and mix them with some seashells to lower the pH as calcium carbonate. And then they add water, then make these round cookies. They put them close to the fire to be fully dry, and then they grind them into a finely powder. This powder is blown through a mechanism, through a device specifically made for it. It's usually the bone of an animal or a bird that has like the V shape, and it's blown and absorbed through your sinuses. The content of this powerful mixture has 5-MeO DMT, bufotenin, a substance that was thought only to be present in toads, and DMT, NMDMT. So it has the 3 of them. Just like what the Toad medicine contains as well, but in different quantities and percentages. You find it in a single plant, in a single tree. Hands down, Yopo, it's way, way more powerful than Toad. Why? Because it has different ways of administering. So, comparing the smokable route, which is a very fast, short-acting route, by insufflating the medicine into the sinuses, it goes into the bloodstream and it has a much more wide time range. We're talking about at least 4 to 6 hours compared to 20 minutes. So with Toad, we're just having a taste, a fingertip taste of eternity, of God, of Source. With Yopo, we're plunging, literally taking a dive into the ocean. And that's basically the difference. So You don't want to do Yopo if you haven't done Toad or any other psychedelics first. You really want to have some sort of experience with psychedelics before jumping into Yopo. Yopo, it's
So Toad I could start with maybe first.
yes. And if that, I always tell people, if you like Toad, you're gonna love Yopo.
Okay. Antoinette was like, I have to get to a retreat in Mexico. So, Kair is an unashamed opportunist. Jerry's a doctor. So let me tell you about Jerry and people who deliver babies. The doctor wants you to get everything else set up, and then they just come in and deliver the baby. They don't really they're not like super on their scheduling and things like that. So he does his best when it comes to scheduling and keeping things on time. But I can see why an assistant helps, oh my goodness, to keep things going at a certain pace. So I'm going to be down here for 8 more days, and we're going to go to some place where they have a retreat type setting where it can sleep like 24 people.
Yes.
Right. And I'm going to look at this spot, see for myself, so I can put something together next summer. Well, shit, I don't know. Whenever I want to put something together, I want to come down, make the connections, and be able to put something together so we can come to a space that the land is sacred, the people are sacred, the atmosphere is sacred, and you are safe. So many of y'all was like, oh, I ain't coming down to Mexico by myself. I'm a woman. Woo, 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 woo. Listen, they're looking, if they're looking for something, they're looking for 20 and younger. So for those of you 30 and older, they're not looking for you because you're more hassle than you damn worth. There ain't nobody trying to put you into the sex trade and your ass is 38 or 40 years old. They don't want you. They don't want me. I can't get kidnapped, okay? Because nobody's gonna pay the ransom, and I'm gonna be hell. Because I'm gonna be like, you're gonna need to feed me. I want to watch something on television. Where's my laptop? I got shit to do. When's your birthday? They're gonna throw me back in the water. So stop worrying about that. I'm going to these places that with my friend who I trust, who's been living down here all his life, and see some things that we haven't seen because people who look like me need to be having these experiences. You go on these cruises. What do you do on the cruise? Get drunk, stay up all night, gorge at the buffet. Yeah, he likes the food piece, but what about if you could go somewhere and have a really spiritual cleansing experience and be able to take the experience back with you? That to me would be, I'm going to find much more peace and joy and long-term benefits in that than going on a cruise. Not that I don't want to go on a cruise. I like water. I like the ocean. But this type of thing, and I never planned on being here. I didn't even know I was coming to Mexico. I'm telling you, I was like, I'll see you in Detroit. We're going to go to San Fran. We're going to go to Miami. We're going to come back to LA. I'm going back to Atlanta. And then all of a sudden, I'm online buying tickets to go all through Mexico, right? So I believe that, I don't believe, I'm absolutely sure now because that's what I posted. The creator made a way for me to have the money to get there. So I got all the tickets. How would I be able to go if it wasn't time for me to go? He wanted me to come down here in August. I didn't have a way to come down here. And all of a sudden, wow, stuff just opened up. You have to look at your sequence of events to see what's calling you to be an unashamed opportunist. And so, yeah, I'm going in the desert tomorrow. He gave me this big ass heavy damn duffel bag and stuff. Like, he's like, oh, you don't need no tent. You can just lay on the desert floor.
I keep telling him, if you eat the medicine, you're not going to see rattlesnakes, dude. If you don't eat the medicine, you're certainly going to see a rattlesnake.
We might not do a video while I'm on the peyote, but when I get back to Wi-Fi, I'm going to tell you about, I might get out there and be like, this shit was for me. You know what I'm saying? And I'll just tell you.
I could.
Yes. I mean, you mean bring it to Hawaii?
No, like, setting up video feed from Wirikuta, from the heart of the desert. Because it's the middle of the desert and we get the signal from Texas. So, yeah, we can be online.
Yeah, we're gonna see. Amina says the toad is necessary in Hawaii. We don't need tents there either.
Yes.
Yeah, Hawaii.
I would love to go to Hawaii and share my medicine and my work with you.
Yes, Amina is she's amazing. Like she said, you're gonna see Amina when you get to the A, okay? And then AMSU, hurry up and get the spot in North Carolina. If you have a spot in Atlanta, what type of host are you looking for, and what kind of space is an ideal space for holding ceremony?
Well, what we ask from hosts is that they provide, obviously, plane tickets to the site, transportation from the site, a secure location. And by secure location, I mean not only a comfortable place for participants to be waiting, but also not so close to a neighborhood, so that we're going to have neighbors that, you know, like, what's the word? Nosy neighbors. Nosy neighbors. Yeah, we don't want that. We're going to be working with such a profound medicine that can, you know, we can have bursts of screaming, of tears. We can have even women say, help, help, or no, no. So it can be misunderstood, and we don't want, you know, to deal with local authorities of that because of a misconception. So the best is like a house out in the open with large garden, large field. The closer to nature, the better. It's not a must though, but yeah, a sufficient space to hold the people, and that people can really have their experiences without any disturbance from neighbors.
I like it on the floor versus a bed, me personally, the grounding effect, and some of y'all can't follow instructions about keeping your hands and feet in the vehicle. And then you make me work because you maybe about to roll out of the bed. If we put you on the ground and make a nice soft pallet, oh, you can have access to all of that then. So if you have like a basement or a rec room, or like a room where your kids play, and we can pull all the toys out and make a really comfortable pallet on the floor, that is totally the super rocket ship, okay? Alice, you're gonna have to go back and watch the replay. We're not gonna go into like what's the negatives of the toad. We covered all aspects of the toad. So
yeah, I was just gonna say, Alice, like the typical case, and I like to say a lot of analogies, but it would be, there's this person that takes the toad, that was pushed to take the toad. Toad kills his ego or her ego, and of course he goes into shock. He goes like, no, 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 wait, no, 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 no. So he contracts at the end of the day. And instead of having a beautiful releasing experiences, he contracts and says, no, I don't want to die. You know, I don't want my ego to die. So they grasp on. So what happens? These people, they come back from the experience in a contracting mode. The medicine was trying to open up channels, and it will open them. So they go to bed, 2 or 3 in the morning, boom, Toad comes back to say, hey, hello. And they're scared. They're scared of going because they think they're going to die if they go to bed. And this is a misconception. So they call me and text me, Doc, what's going on? Like, I feel I'm going to die, and like I'm unable to go to sleep. This is the most common case of challenging experiencing with Toad. I, of course, listen to them. I advise them some grounding techniques. And if still this has not worked, then simply we allow the process to take place. So I tell them, so you think you're going to die if you go to bed? Well, I invite you to allow the process to take place. Let the medicine kill you. Die in your sleep. And they come, so when they finally surrender and they're like, okay, Doc, if you say I'm good, I'll do it. So they allow the process. In the middle of the night, they surrender to the experience. They confront that fear, and guess what? They realize there's no death. They end up snoring, falling asleep. They wake up the next morning and, wow. That's in a nutshell.
what if you could get past your biggest fear, Alice? That's what I say about the toad. What if you can get past your biggest fear that you didn't even know was your biggest fear? Because everybody is suppressing something, including me. I don't know what he's suppressing because he's been 14 years times 12. That's a whole bunch of damn doses. But me, whatever it was that I was suppressing, that shit pulled it all the way apart where it couldn't hold on to anything. The fear, false evidence appearing real, when I got dissolved, it wasn't able to hold on to nothing. But I was upset at first because it's like, oh, you're taking this. Oh, what am I gonna, what? And then I was just like, oh, I'm feeling love. I'm feeling dissolved. I'm feeling nothing. I'm nothing, like I don't matter. And a lot of people want to feel like they matter so much because they've given power or they try to manipulate.
They want to be the center of the universe. They want the full attention. I can see that pattern.
Yeah, but you are a part of this thing, and it pulled me apart and showed me that I am one with all, and all is one with me. I am a part of all, and all is a part of me. I am in the love of all, and all love is in me. And that was the shocker. When it showed me that I was in all love was in me.
And that's a Toad message. That's the ultimate understanding. That's what the Toad is trying to make you feel, to see.
I think I kind of shut down and was like, that's enough for me, Toad. And Toad was like, that's good. We still gonna operate on you. But I was like, I accept that I am nothing, but I'm a part of all love that ever can be, and it's more than I can fathom. So I am now at the point, Jerry, I don't even really need to ask somebody, do you love me? I'm good. I'm good. I've experienced so much love
I bet.
in that one time.
Oh, yes.
Of my own experience that I don't have to ask nobody, do you love me? Or if somebody's like, I can't stand you, I hate your guts. I'd be like, I've gotten enough love from other places in the universe. I'm so connected. And that's what I think you said, that's a singularity. And I can't forget that feeling. See, I ran to a barbed wire fence on a motorcycle. See that? Started here, went around, because when I saw it, I turned my head to the left. It caught here, it hit the motorcycle, came up my stomach, 2 strands of barbed wire, boom, snatched me off the motorcycle. Guess what? I'll never forget that. I could describe it to you just like a movie. That's the same way I describe the singularity of the love that I felt. Y'all can do whatever y'all want to do. You're not going to be able to take that from me. But I'm attached to that love now. That infinite source. I don't even think infinite's a good word anymore. Boundless. All the words that I used to use are inadequate.
They should bring a poet if we want to talk about eternity. But one thing's for sure, Alice, just to wrap that up. Yes, at the end of the day, it's always good. There's nothing bad about Toad. That's the illusion. That's the misconception. But at the end, it's always good. It's nothing but love and light. Now, how could that be bad to anybody? Even the most deprived beings of love. How could that be bad? Bathing yourself in love and light. So yes, it will always be good. Not only good, the best thing that it will give you. And haven't we learned the most from the most challenging trips?
Yeah, because before mine, it was going to prison. I learned a big lesson in going to prison. It was between being happy and right. I tried to be right, and the judge said he was going to be happy. So he sent me to prison. He was wrong, but he went home happy. I was right, but I went to prison sad. And I was like, I'm going to choose happy from now on in my whole life.
Regardless of where I am, who I'm with.
What's it about? What's the stakes? I'm choosing happiness over all you mofos. Kair, is it happy? I'm in. Well, prove that you're right. See, that's the thing about the Toad. I'm talking about it, I ain't trying to prove it. Because I don't care if you take it or not. Don't worry, leave some for somebody else. It's like smokers. Jerry, you want some of this? Nah. Well, he smoke, I don't. He's a Kair. It's more for him. He don't care. He's not caring whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? So, deposit sent. We see some folks. Who's coming to Atlanta? I should have asked earlier. I should just went off the gate and be like, who's coming to Atlanta besides?
Sign up, people. We only have 10 spots per day. And they're usually limited because I know the pattern, man. Oh, there's lack of interest. And right at the last days, boom, everybody wants to step in. And even the day of the event, people are like, hey, man, can I come? Can I come? Dudes, please.
That was 2 days ago. He tells me, we're going over to Mike Tyson's Tyson Ranch. We only got like 5 people. So look, we got these big blocks of time, Kair, throughout the day. You be able to do whatever. We're going to get to the airport on time. I'm chilling because I seen what 19 people in one day look like, right?
We worked for 12 hours, solid, like non-stop,
So-
at the Tyson Ranch.
So I'm talking about what was in Detroit. We get to the Tyson Ranch. I'm in here pacing myself like, we can just start whatever. We only got 5 people today. Here come the doctor. As usual, we got 14 people today. What the hell? We got 2 rooms. So we're going to have this room over here and this room over here. And we're going to do this. And we're going to do that. And we're going to do that. Bruh, we just went from 5. Where did the other people come from? Well, Dennis Rodman might want to try it. So this other person who started working here, they want to know, can they try it now? Because they've been watching other people. Can we do this? I know how you all in Atlanta are, you black people. Listen to me. Talk to me right now. Listen to you black people. He can talk to Mexican people. We went to the airport yesterday. He told me, he said, these my people. Ain't that what you told me? You said, these my people, Kaya. Relax. I know them. I know y'all, especially in Atlanta. Y'all are the last minute kings and queens. Y'all the last minute kings and he was like, should I get my ticket? I said, bro, I don't care.
Mexicano.
I said, I don't care if ain't but 2 people gave you a deposit or 3 people. God dang it, on Wednesday, they're gonna be blowing my phone up. You got room? They're gonna have the money from somewhere. Some kind of way they're gonna be like, can you squeeze me in? Listen, 10 a day, that's what we want. 10 a day. I'll take 9 a day, okay? But we wanna make sure it's worth the brother's time. We want everybody to have a fulfilling experience. Please don't wait till the last minute. And the earlier you put your deposit down, the earlier you get to say, oh, this is my time slot. That's convenient for me. Versus having to come and then got to wait all day from the people who put deposits down. So you came up in there at 9.
You'll be served, but you might have to wait
all day.
All day.
All day. That's what all day. And you say, well, I'm gonna come early because somebody might not show. No. Somebody is going, everybody who put their deposit down is gonna show. Then they're gonna get their time. But what if it goes from 20 minutes to 40 minutes for that person's session? Because we're not rushing them. And then this is the other piece. Please drop your agendas and quit acting like you got somewhere to go after the Toad. Okay? Clear your schedule. Is that a good piece of advice? I'm going to ask everyone to clear your schedule. Clear your schedule for that day. You don't have anything else to do. The only thing you should really do, have on your schedule, is some good food when you finish. And if you smoke, you can smoke something good when you finish. That's it. That's it. Get a babysitter. If you fly in on Friday, leave Sunday or Monday. Stop having the rush to get back. Okay? I'm telling you, make your itinerary. Even if you're not doing anything till Sunday, fly in on Thursday. Stay the whole weekend. See the whole lecture on Friday. All right? But don't come in there and be like, I got something to do at 4 o'clock. Like Jasmine was like, I got a client at 4. She took the Toad. Hello, ma'am? Yeah, I ain't gonna be able to make it today. And then you even trying to cancel. Ma'am, I ain't gonna be able to make it today. No, I ain't gonna be. I said, you should have told her from the gate. She's like, she already paid. I was like, bruh, if you send her the money back, she'll pay you again tomorrow for another session. But today, you wanna have it all. You wanna be selfish with your Toad experience. That's my other rule too that I tell people when we're finna wrap this up, because I'm getting hungry and we gotta get something to eat. So when you're in the waiting area, okay, do not be sharing YouTube stories. Don't tell people what you saw on YouTube, okay? Shut the fuck up about what you saw on YouTube. I saw the guy fall face down in the water. That was some bullshit, okay? Jerry, let's straighten the story out, because I was like, Jerry, what the hell you doing letting the guy fall in the water? Let's go ahead.
No story, man. I just told it to you yesterday.
So the guy on Vice.
Listen, you guys, because I got a lot of backfire for this.
The guy who does, what's his name, Hamilton?
Yeah.
Hamilton, whatever. He wears the really nerdy glasses, and he's on Vice. Y'all have seen this video. Type in Vice 5 MEO Toad, Dr. Gerry.
The psychedelic Toad.
Or type in the psychedelic Toad, right? So he's watching Jerry go out here, and he's got 2 cameras because a film crew, they have a budget, and they're coming out there, And there's a lot of editing going on to make it seem one way or another. Now, Hamilton has an agenda of synthetic toad medicine that he don't like. It don't make sense to me either. But it's a large community that have a big agenda to push synthetic toad, right? And Hamilton is one of them. And so he's asking little things about Jerry to interject about, well, if we're running out of toads and the toads keep getting hit and they keep getting killed and people are stealing them and they're on the black market, then why can't we just go to synthetic toad? And Jerry knows what he's trying to do and he really don't want to say nothing, but he's answering intelligently like a scientist, right? And so, but you can see in his face that he really ain't with it. So they move on to the next day and they're doing ceremony and they're out in some canyon. Now Jerry's
Dry canyon.
A dry canyon. Now all of a sudden it rains the night before or whatever, and they get to the canyon and there's water, and Jerry says, "We're not doing it. We're not doing it." And
because I don't work that way. And people that know me, that know how I work, they were like, "How is Jerry like?" But anyway, keep on going.
So Jerry says, "We're not doing it." But guess what? The people who are taking the toad have some agendas, and they see the cameras, and they want somebody to record their God experience. Now I'm gonna pause on the story because a lot of people have come into the room. They said, "Can you film it? Can you record Can you record the audio?" But guess what? If you even record the audio or record the video of what your body looks like, you will not be able to match it up to what's happening inside internally. Okay? But they saw the cameras, back to the story, and they wanted to be like, "Oh yeah, I'll do it." And so the guy is taking the toad standing up. Now, I've done 65 ceremonies. Absolutely zero have been standing up. The instructions are, lay down, find your spot, let me show you how to breathe, sit up. You're going to take the medicine. When you finish, you're going to fall back down. Period. I've said this over and over and over, and I'm going to keep saying it over and over again until...
If you read my book, if you read the codex, you know, I don't give the medicine in a standing up position. It's imperative. But anyway.
So the guy sees the cameras, he sees the water, he says, "This is mind blowing. I want to fall face first in the water." Jerry says, "Bro, you're going to fall." Now mind you, if you 5 feet tall, 5'6", 6 feet tall, and you start going, like that's top heavy anyway. Jerry says, "Hey, that's what you want to do?" They don't put that on the film, they cut that out. And then he hits the water. I'm thinking teeth, rocks, there's no way. And he does it anyway. I was like, what the hell? So they get him out the water. He has his experience. And then he comes out and he's like, "Yeah, look at me. I'm feeling some kind of way." Now, all of this, they're filming it so Hamilton can act like he's debating if he should do it. And then this damn fake ass wannabe whatever with the camera and the budget says, "Yes, I'll try it." Now, what kind of cars do y'all have? If you put $2 worth of gas in your car, how far are you gonna go? So that's why you must take all the toad medicine. The toad medicine not gonna work if you don't take all of it. So I know what all of it feels like to take it, and I know what it looks like because I'm the one giving you the instructions on how to take it. And I've seen people who take all of it and fill up with toad, what happens. But he's shown me when people leave medicine in the pipe, or they exhale too soon, or if they cough the medicine. And I sit right there and look and be like, and I look at him across the room and be like, they ain't get it. They ain't get it. And we can still give you 20 minutes, but we already know it's not finna go down like somebody who took the whole 8, inhaled for 8, and then exhaled, and then fell back. We know you took all of it, right? So this guy, he don't inhale for the whole 8. He doesn't hold for the 8. He blows out at like 2 or 3, and then They stick a camera right over his face. Now, I call this, when I take my notes, I call this integration. So I'm timing how long it takes for the medicine to integrate. So sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's mild, sometimes it's rapid or fast. I put things down for my own notes. This joker doesn't have any integration indicators, because you can see the indicators of the medicine happening. And then all of a sudden, he starts to chant, love, love, love. It was the most horrific. I wanted to vomit all over the television that I was watching this on. That shit was sickening. And I was like, bruh, who you fooling? And then he finishes whatever the trip. Why is the camera like right over him? Can't you put the camera over there somewhere? Why has it got to be like directly over his face? Because he's a star. He wants to be the star. Then he gets up and he's talking to Jerry, and Jerry's looking at him. That's why I said Jerry's so nice. Sometimes Jerry's not going to tell you, you know, you didn't take all the medicine. He just be like, how do you feel? What do you remember? Okay. See you later. Shit, you didn't take all the medicine. So he didn't tell him he didn't take all the medicine, but we all know he didn't. And then Hamilton...
Sometimes you also know. Why am I going to tell you what you know? You were aware of your acts. So...
You know when you don't follow instructions.
You spoiled it. You blew it. I can't help you.
You know. And so then he gets there, and Jerry is sitting there looking at him, and he says, so Jerry, since all the toad is going to run out, don't you... He's like, this medicine, because now he's feeling like he's an advocate. He's like, yes, I've tried the toad, and we must make synthetic 5-MEO DMT. Isn't that right, Jerry? And so they switch the camera angle, and when Jerry's listening to you, he's nodding when he's listening. So Jerry never says out of his mouth, yes, we need to do this. He's nodding. And then the camera goes off, and then it's the end of the video, which is like some bullshit, because you can clip any two things together to make it seem like you want to get somebody to respond to you, and that's what that bullshit was. And I'm just calling it straight in the bullshit. Nicole says, I just can't get over the change in you, Coach. I'm so happy for you. You now have the creator's ashe. Hey, well, that's great. Thank you very much. It's just a part of the path, man. And people like Jerry, and this even all the people who made it possible for me to get to Detroit or have my experience in their home and where they had it hosted at. All of those people took a part in my growth as well. So yeah, don't start watching a whole bunch of Toad videos. That's why I say we gotta make videos like this, where I ask him kind of questions that he ain't been asked before. He gets to speak his mind, and the camera's not switching back and forth. See what I'm saying? When I start, he's right here. It's not I'm gonna be saying something and then he say something else and I take it out of structure. I can't split this screen and be like, well, you know, this Jerry said such and such. Nah, you can just hit the replay. So if you're watching us on YouTube, share this with somebody. Take this video and go put it in one of the Bufo Alvarez groups that they have out here, that they trying to hate on my big man, Dr. G. You know what I'm saying? Saying some crazy, ridiculous stuff, man.
To all the bunch of haters out there, I love you guys, but come on, let's face it. Get to know me, get to know my work before you make your own assumption. And yeah, Paul, Amanda, Shannon, Anje.
Calling names.
Get alive, man. Like really, live and let live, man. I know you hate your own life, but you know, I can't help it, man. I'm just being me. And if you have an issue with me, you come and say it to my face. You don't come up with all this bullshit story about me and stuff when it's a personal agenda. So.
Oh, this is a nice. Oh yeah. Man spoke for himself. And here's the thing about me. I'm a detective. My spirit guides give me messages about folks.
I'm Aquarius.
No, he ain't no damn Sagittarius, me. Cut that out. If you'd been here at the beginning of the video, you would have heard he said he's Team Aquarius. Stop that trying to claim people, okay? He ain't no Sagittarius. And he don't know his chart well enough to tell you anything. So he not gonna tell you where his moon is at, his Mercury, no nothing. He doesn't know, okay? Just be cool, right? But you know it's people out here like that who got their own personal agendas who try to slay you. And so for me, I'm gonna see for myself on how the joint jump off. And then if I would have seen that it was a jump off, then guess what? The same way I'm on here now talking about big ups, then I would have been like, man, there's some damn shit going on. But plus the other associations that he has on the other end is so high in principle. I ain't even got nothing to do with that, yo. Like, and I'm just me too. But I seen the work of the brother's integrity, like just everything. He could be cutting the weight on the scale. He could be mixing some other stuff in it. I done sat there and seen the entire process. Here it comes out of here. We go on the scale. It weighs 100 milligrams. Ay, ay, ay. Why we need 100 milligrams? Because you need gas in the tank to get where you're going. And other people, just remember when somebody's pointing a finger at somebody, that's normally what they're doing. That's normally what they're doing.
In Mexico, we have a saying: when you're pointing out, there's 3 fingers pointing back at you.
We have that saying everywhere, Jerry. It's not just a Mexican saying.
No, there you go.
Right. So, yeah, man. We hope to see y'all in Atlanta. Go to toadmedicine.org. If you got any questions for what I could answer, you could hit me on the inbox. It's Dr. Gerry, no spaces. DrGerry, not with a J, with a G.
Thanks for supporting my work. You're really contributing to a noble cause. And, you know, my toads need all the help we can offer them.
Because they're helping the world. You see what I'm saying? And it's like the toads know their mission. It's like they already know. They was like, yo, Jerry, we ain't leaving here. But you can take this medicine and go around the world. But we going to be right here. And a matter of fact, we're getting ready to go back up underground. Right? So they know what it is, man. And hopefully y'all will come and experience it as well. We're going to see y'all. Y'all have a whole, what's the day? They got a month.
Yes.
You got a month.
Month and 4 days.
So get your tickets. Like Jerry got his ticket today. Book your ticket. Everybody knows somebody in Atlanta. Everybody got family in Atlanta. So if you can't get a hotel, you should be able to find it. Oh, where is it? You don't get the address until you pay. Okay? Because we got a friend of his has a spot, and then Amina has a spot. So I'm going to be doing the logistics on that. Not him. I don't want him to do the
Really looking forward to meet you all guys in Atlanta.
Yeah, yeah. He's not doing the logistics in Atlanta. And I don't want him to do the logistics in the Bay Area either. That's a whole nother story. Right? Anyway, thank you. The Spirit is authentic. Okay, so what was the one thing that y'all took away from this share? I always like to ask people, and on a scale of 1 to 10, how do we do? 10, you like to see us do some more information, and 1, don't ever do a video by myself or with him again. And this, what was the big thing that you took away from our share tonight that you can go and use and be useful right now, tomorrow? Because some of the things we said should be able to apply to your life without Toad, like integrity, honesty, radical honesty, things like that. So impeccability, submission. Now, if you got a problem with submission, this is going to be hellacious for you. You know what I'm saying? But you're going to see the joy in submission, you know? And also the thing about vulnerability. I don't think you can be vulnerability in a relationship because all you got to do is tell the truth. But in a sacred ceremony, you can be vulnerable. You will be vulnerable. But we're going to be there to make sure that you're in a safe space and nothing happens to you and that you have the optimal experience if you follow instructions. Be open and surrender to your experience. Trust the divine in you. That God ain't never let you down or put a burden on you, as we black people say in church. That's what we say in church, Jerry, that God will never put a burden on you that you cannot bear. So this whole horror thing that you are talking about. Yesterday we had a young lady, I ain't gonna say her name, and she was like, I didn't like that space. Oh, I was terrified of that space. And then at the very end, this joker couldn't stop laughing. She laughed Jerry right out the room. She just was laughing because I was like, change the whale music, because she didn't want the whale music. So we changed the whale music, and she just went into total laughter. And she was like, this is great. And so, but she didn't know that while she was in, she was like, I don't like that space. It was terrifying. Woo, 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 woo. So you have plenty of experiences because a lot of you are compounding. Women, y'all are compounding things in your womb. You're compounding things in your reproductive organs. Men, I encourage all of you to come out because this is a heart healing medicine for men. I bear witness to that. 95% of the men that I have seen have all brought their hands up to their hearts. And it's difficult for a man to open their heart because that sternum right there, that, and we keep everything in here, but why do we suffer from heart disease so much in America, right? Because we carrying so much drama right there. So when you get pulled apart, I felt like my sternum was getting pulled. Cracked open. Have you ever seen Wolverine, the X-Men? Like when he got the adamantium put in there, the claws, that's the closest thing that I could say. That it was something like that right there. But then after that, you also know that the Wolverine is the baddest mofo out here. You know what I'm saying? Like he got the suit of armor, he's singular with his stuff, and it just comes on the thought. And so for me, love comes for me on the thought like that. My heart is so much lighter. I can love better now. I can be deeper into relationships. So it's a lot of you men who really, it should be more men. I feel that it should be way more men coming to do this. I used to complain a lot because women were not healing men's hearts enough. Then here comes the Toad. We had that ceremony. So we appreciate y'all. Releasing control, submission, ego killer. Absolutely. For those of you, what up, Vonda? For those of you who just got here, please go and check the replay. Shakura said, trust the process. Ajay gave us a 15. Meek said, death of ego, releasing the fear of death, further examining negative emotional reactivity. Be open to surrender to your own experience. Trust the divine in you. We found you in peace. We're going to end up in prayer. Now Jerry's going to have to go find me something to eat up in this joint. He drank my juice today, y'all. He brought this wonderful juice, and I drank half of it because there was other stuff to do and eat. And I was like, I'm going to save this for later. Hell no. Hell no.
It was sweet lime, I was raised on that juice all my childhood.
So he's been drinking it for 40 years. I had it for 10 minutes. He didn't think enough of me to leave my juice alone. When we left, he had the same amount in his cup that I had in my cup. So I knew I was safe. I put my top back on. I was like, he'll drink his because his top is off. Because he tried to pick mine up and pour it in the cup itself. I was like, Jerry, that's mine. Get yours. And then we riding in the car. I said, I'm going home and drink my juice. And he was like, no, you're not.
What juice?
What juice? I thought he was joking. So I went and looked in the refrigerator on my own, and he drunk it. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to have to do something about that. So we found y'all in prayer. I still love him, so we're going to end in prayer, and we're going to holler at y'all. Anabakor, Gijala Kiminka, Tatia Tezara, Kabel Renat, Amcha Sagvanu, Tahara Nunara, Naagibor, the Shea Yekadeka, Kabava Shamran, Barkam Tower, Rakame, Tazi Kateka, Tamid Gamna, Kasin Kadosh, Baruf Tufka, Nahel Alateka, Ikit Gehe, Lamchapanez, Ukre Katush Kateka, Shavatanu Kabel, Ushma, Tazakatanu, Yodea Talamo, Burukshim, Kuvumakuto, Alam Vae. Thank you. Also, if you just got here, please share this video and state your team zodiac and what city and state you represent. What is it? Viva y Mexico? That's what I'm supposed to say.
Viva Mexico, cabrones.
Viva Mexico, cabrones.
Peace, y'all.
We're gonna holler. Peace.